morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn. I want to update you on a few things today. I've had some people asking about our monitor that we got in, so I wanted to give an update on him or her. I'm here in front of the incubator. Got some females that should be laying any day now. This girl is a normal. She was bred to the banana green pastel, and then our het ultramel girl it's getting pretty close. She was bred obviously to the ultramel, so they're getting real close. I've been checking them twice a day for eggs. I stupidly did not record the date of their ovulations, and I didn't record the date of their pre-lay shed. I don't know how I missed doing that. I've been keeping up with that, but somehow maybe I wrote them down and I don't remember where. I don't know. Regardless, so I'm just checking them every day because that's what I've got to do now. We've got the 2 clutches in the incubator that I think you already know about. A bunch of other girls either ovulating or approaching ovulation. So as far as the ball pythons, it's looking great. So now I will get into some monitor updates here in just a minute. So real quick, I had looked in and seen that our female Dominican Red, Little Ann, had just finished shedding. So I just wanted to show her off real quick. She's so beautiful. Getting nice and big, gorgeous red color, shiny because of the new shed, just awesome. Some point this summer on a warm day, I'll take her outside and show her to you in the sun. She's amazing. Both of them are in good light. I mean, they have a natural iridescence, a little bit like a rainbow boa, and definitely shows up in the sun. So just wanted to show her off real quick since she just finished shedding just a couple minutes ago. And there she is, Little Ann. So back to the blue tree monitor. You see here on the ground the main feeder that we want to use for the monitor, and for the a couple other things that we want to get later this summer. So these are dubia roaches. Extremely basic setup. We use egg cartons for them to mostly live in. Oh, that little white one you just saw, that had just molted. They have what's called instars. I think there's 5 instars. It's just like life phases, and then the final one is their adult form. The males have big wings, but they don't fly for some reason. You can kind of see a male right there moving. That's him right there. And then the females look pretty different. It's real easy to tell. The females don't have any wings, or they have little tiny nubs of wings, I should say. Now these guys, highly nutritious. Most people think they're more nutritious than crickets even. They can be very easily gut loaded, and they hold on to their that gut load. That just means, you know, feed them vegetables and stuff, so they have an extra nutritious load of food in their gut, and they can hold on to that for a long time, up to 3 days, which is longer than pretty much any other feeder insect. Very easy to keep. They do need to be kept warm and relatively humid, but many insects are like that. They eat just a commercially available roach diet, and I've got these little water crystals right here, you can see at the bottom, so that they always have enough water. Those are really handy. They do tend to nibble through the paper towel, but I don't think there's any harm in that. I got to put some more food in here. I try and just give them enough for each day, which is why you don't see any food on the tray there. But don't worry, I'm feeding them plenty. But yeah, these guys, highly nutritious. They do not bite. They do not fly. They cannot climb smooth surfaces like this plastic tote. They aren't very fast moving compared to many insects. Most reptiles love them as far as insectivores. They're just, as far as I'm concerned, they're the best feeder insect available. They're very prolific. They don't stink. They don't make noise other than that, you know, that little bit of a skittering sound, but that's fine. These are just fantastic feeders all around. So there's a big female that you're looking at right there. Yeah, there's no real odor. The only smell I can smell is the food that I give them, which is not unpleasant. It's just a smell, but it's real mild. These are just awesome. Much, in my opinion, much better than crickets. Crickets are escapees. They can bite your reptile. They're just more of a pain to deal with. And they're loud. Very loud. These guys are just awesome. So I'm hopeful that the monitor will get real comfortable eating these. Obviously, the monitor is tiny. He can't eat those big ones you've been seeing, but there's little baby ones in here as well. And that's what the monitor will be eating. So I've put some in there. It's hard to tell if he's eating them or not, just because he's pretty shy and he doesn't eat in front of me. But I do think he's been eating some. I've also added a couple crickets, mealworms, waxworms, just to make sure that whatever he wants to eat here at the beginning while he's settling in, he has food available. So yeah, this is the main food source that we're hoping to use for him. I gotta remember to add some more food here this evening, but that's no big deal. And they just live in this tote. I clean it out once in a while. I put some holes in the top, make sure they get good air circulation. And yeah, I've got a little shelf set up for the insects. Got a heat mat here on the bottom and on the side just to make sure that it's about 85 to 90 degrees inside their enclosure. This room is kept humid, so there's no problem there. And they've been breeding like crazy. In fact, I'm gonna have to slow them down if the monitor doesn't eat enough of them. But yeah, so that's the food. As far as the monitor himself, I'm not going to stress him out by pulling him out, so I apologize. I know somewhere in the title is probably going to say something about the monitor, and you're going to think you're going to see him. He's hiding. That cork tube there is his favorite spot. It's hollow, but I've plugged up this near end with sphagnum moss, as you can see, so that it's more of a true hide, because you can only get in the back of it, back there. But here's his basking spot. The lights are up there. So the top of this bigger cork round up here is the hot spot, and they want it between 110 and 120 degrees. The baby's more towards the 110 end. As they age, more like 120. We've got some fake vines in there, some plants. We just are using cypress as the bedding. We've got a water bowl, and you can see there's a couple drowned crickets in it. That's another problem with the crickets. They jump all over and then they can't swim and they drown. I put rocks in the bottom of the water bowl just in case the monitor were to fall in there. He could easily jump out. These are the food dishes, but he doesn't want to come down to the ground to eat. So the only thing that I know for a fact he has eaten is chopped pinky mice. Now you don't want that to be the staple of their diet. These are mostly insectivore lizards. They want insects. However, the breeder warned me that at the beginning, when he's real shy still, it's best to give him just whatever he is willing to eat, and that has been chopped pinky mice. So I've just been taking some pinky mice, chopping them up. Obviously I killed them first, chopped them up, and I set them on top of his hide here. He comes out, gobbles them up, goes back in his hide. I have seen him bask. He does come out enough that about once a day I can just, you know, spray him with a water bottle just to get him a drink. I mean, they are capable of drinking from a water bowl, but it's more natural for them to drink when it's raining and it just pools on their face and they kind of drink it, or if it's pooling on some of these leaves or anything like that. That's a more natural way for them to drink, so I try and make sure and spray him at least once a day. But he's not out right now. I've been waiting to do this video, hoping that he'd come out and I could get at least a glimpse of him. I apologize again. Everyone wants to see him. I promise in the future he will be featured heavily. We're going to get, when we find out if it's a male or a female, we're going to get another one to have a pair of them. And and I promise we will be showing them a lot. I just don't want to reach in there and pull them out and stress them out right now. But this is the enclosure. It's real small right now, as you can see. Tried to make a slightly arboreal setup for him. But again, until we know he's eating extremely, extremely solidly for us and that he's calming down and settling in, we wanted a small enclosure just to make sure it's easy to keep track of him, easy to track if he's eating, if there's anything wrong with him. We just want everything to be small right now. But we will be building him a full-sized enclosure the end of this summer, so that he has more of a true arboreal setup, and we'll have live plants in there, and it'll be much more to his liking, I think. But this was what the breeder recommended. We just went with that. The guy is a total expert, absolutely knowledgeable about monitors. He's got a bunch of tree monitors specifically, and they thrive for him. I've seen pictures of his whole place, and so I trusted him implicitly. I asked him so many questions. But yeah, so here is the cage that he'll be kept in for the next little bit. The walls are lined with cork so that they're completely climbable. You should see this guy climb. He's incredible. He can run up and down and sideways on these walls as if he's on the ground. I mean, he's like a squirrel. His tail is fully prehensile, so he can swing from his tail if he wants to on these vines. It's just incredible. Anyways, I hope in the next couple days I'll be able to get a video of him out, and I'll immediately post that for you guys. But yeah, so that's our little update for today. Got the couple of females getting ready to lay. Little Ann shed, looking beautiful. Got our insects going for this lizard, and here's our monitor setup for the next little while. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'm sorry, it's a bummer that I couldn't get any footage of him. I was hoping to for this video, but I promise as soon as we can I will get some video of him. But yeah, go ahead and leave us a comment. For now, till we know the gender, we're just calling it Little Blue. That's what we've been referring to the monitor as, is Little Blue. We'll probably change that, most likely, once we know if it's a boy or girl, but for now, that was Little Blue's home, Little Blue's food. And till next time, we're the Reptile Barn.